Hi everyone! So today I'm going to be showing you my step-by-step contour look. So there are so many different ways that you can contour, so many different products you can use. So I tried to show you, multiple ways of doing it with different products as well, and really highlight what products are best for for what look that you're trying to achieve. So this is what I came up with. I do have, the rest of my makeup on as well, but for this video, it's just strictly focusing on the contour aspect of it. So I know that when I was first trying to learn about contouring, it was really, really confusing. So if you do have any questions or if I didn't explain something clearly, or if it doesn't make any sense, please let me know. But I'm just gonna jump right into it. So if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, share, do all of those things. I would very much appreciate it. But yeah, like I said, if you do have any questions, just let me know. But I'm gonna get right to it, so here we go. Okay, so I've already primed my face with my Benefit Pore Primer, so what I'm gonna do now is go in with my NYX Color Correcting Concealer and just get some of that orange on my finger and dab it into my under eyes. Okay, so I like to apply my foundation before my contour. Honestly, I don't know if everybody does it. I feel like I've seen people do it both ways, but I just feel like having my foundation on prior to my contour helps me to just have that base. So that is the reason that I do it that way. So there's no right or wrong time to do a cream contour or a powder contour or just both of them together. What I typically do is during day events, I try to stick to powder contour only because I don't like how it looks when I have too many creams on my face in the daylight. I feel like it can look really cakey really easily. So I just try to stay away from that. But again, it's totally your preference. When I'm going out, I will do usually the look that I'm about to do, which is the cream contour and the powder contour together. But I'll kind of show you what I mean. I'll explain as I go. So I have just put my foundation on. I haven't set my face with my setting powder yet, because putting a cream on top of your foundation is fine. Like, you're not gonna have any issues working it in that way. But if you put a cream on top of a powder, sometimes that can get a little bit messy. So I like to keep my foundation wet as it is before I go in with my cream contour. So this is the NYX Wonder Stick. This is just a highlight and contour stick, and I believe I got like the universal shade. So it is supposed to work for like all skin tones, you guys can see. So I actually don't use this highlight part, I only use this dark one. So to do your contour for the dark, you want to hollow out or like shadow the hollows of your cheeks. So that is the first part that I do. So then you also, with this dark color, want to shadow your forehead. So you'll probably hear, if you watch other videos, you'll probably hear girls say like the 3 and the E. And like, this is the 3 and this is the E, or it's the other way, I'm not sure. But so one thing I do is I kind of bring this down a little further, because I like my dark contour to come down a little bit lower on my forehead. And then you drag this one under your jawline. So that is step number 1 for this. If cream contours intimidate you a little bit at first, I know that they did me 100%. I honestly just started playing with cream contour not that long ago. If you do like a contour powder, you do it in the same areas, so you don't have to, that part is all the same. Where you're putting the contour is always going to be the same. Okay, so what I did is I went ahead and wet this beauty blender, and now I'm just going to dab this contour into my skin. So this part is really important that you don't get lazy and start to wipe, because one, you're gonna wipe your product away, and two, you don't wanna start wiping, you know, especially this line, because then that's gonna bring it down onto parts of your cheek that you don't want that dark contour. So this is honestly a reason that I don't do cream contours a ton, just because it takes, in my opinion, a little bit more time than I would like to. And I can get a pretty similar effect with a contour powder. So for this, when I'm dabbing this one, and I try to hold my beauty blender at like a slant, so that it kind of keeps that shape for this contour. Okay, so I'm going to contradict myself a little bit, but for this contour, the one that goes under your jawline, I do like to kind of swipe and dab with this one, because I want my neck to be a little darker as well. Okay, so now that I've blended in my dark cream contour, I'm going to go in with the light cream contour. This is the one I always use. It's the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. And so with my light contour, I strictly stick to just under my eyes is where I like to apply the lighter contour. There are honestly a lot of other places that people put this, and so it's usually right here, so like the middle of your forehead, down the bridge of your nose. Some people do their cupid's bow, and then their chin. So I'm not gonna do that, because for me, when I have my dark contour on, whether it's a cream or a powder, that in my head just brightens up those parts of my face anyway that I didn't apply that dark contour. So I kind of like to just brighten my under eyes and then call it a day. So when you're using a concealer as a contour or a highlight, you want to get a shade that's a shade or two lighter than your foundation and your skin tone. Because if not, this is kind of going to just blend into the rest of your makeup, and it won't be as noticeable as you want it to be. So again, I just wet a beauty blender and dabbing this into my skin, but I'm making sure that I don't, drag it down into the places that I had applied the dark contour, or then it's going to start to mix, those colors will mix together and it will look a little bit muddy. And okay, so now that I have all of my creams on, I'm going to go in and set, honestly my entire face with powder. So I'm going in with this Too Faced Ethereal Setting Powder in Translucent, and I am really going to focus this under my eyes where I just applied that liquid concealer. So obviously it looks like I have a little bit much on, but I don't like to call this baking, because honestly I don't even know if baking is like a thing that's necessary, but I do like to put a little bit more under my eyes, because that is where my concealer tends to crease a lot. So I feel like putting a lot of that powder on and then kind of wiping away after it sits for a little bit, I feel like that helps to really make sure that it doesn't get oily and crease throughout the. So now I'm just setting the rest of my face with the same powder, but just not, I'm not putting as much of that powder or as much of that product on the parts where the dark contour is. So now that my face is set and my makeup is dry, I'm gonna go in with the Benefit Hoola bronzing powder and take that on a fluffy brush and go over the contour line that I had made with the cream contour. So you can kind of see why I wouldn't necessarily wear a powder and a cream at the same time during the day, because you know, it's just, to me it's a little drastic and it's not really necessary. But for a night out, you know, this is absolutely something that I would do, because it, you know, having both of those products on really just helps to kind of intensify your contour. So I'm literally just going over every area that I had that darker contour cream with a contour powder. All right, now taking that same contour powder and going on my jawline and down my neck. Okay, so that is all I do for my contour. I know, as I had mentioned, you know, a lot of people do that light cream contour that I did under my eyes. They also do that right here, down the bridge of their nose, Cupid's bow, and then their chin. So maybe I'll do a video, you know, in the future where I kind of do that as well. But, you know, if you want your contour to be a little bit more dramatic, I'm sorry I keep opening and closing this door because Piper acts like she wants in, but then she won't come in. But anyway, so that is all that I do. You can see that, you know, in my opinion, having these dark contours where I put them already helps to brighten the areas that I didn't put it. But, you know, my under eyes need a little bit more help with, you know, brightening. So that's why I like to do my cream contour there. So I am going to go ahead and just kind of like slightly contour my nose just so you guys can see where you do it if that is something that you want to do. So I'm not going to use a cream because that's just too much for me. So I'm going to go in with this contour powder that I used and then just like a really skinny eyeshadow brush and get a tiny bit of product on there. And for this, you just go down the sides of your nose. Obviously, the closer together that you do this, the skinnier your nose is gonna look. I feel like I have a decently skinny nose, at least from the front, so I don't usually do this. But, you know, kind of make that line go up into your eyebrow if you need a little bit of help to figure out where to have that start and stop. That's kind of a good rule of thumb, is to bring it up into your eyebrow and then drag it down. You also kind of have those start from that, where that line ended, and then have that meet, so that, I don't know why. I was gonna explain, but I don't actually know why people do that. I guess to like close it off. But yeah, that is all I do. Like I said, don't usually do the nose one because to me, it's a little bit too much. But from here, I just start with the rest of my makeup. So like blush, highlighter, then I do my eyes, my eyebrows, all of that good stuff. But I hope that this made sense. I honestly don't do contouring often, and if I do, like I said, I stick with the powder a lot. So cream contour, you know, is something I'm still working on and still learning. I do really like using them together when I am going out though. Like I like how drastic this looks. But yeah, like just for a normal day, I kind of just stick to, you know, doing some powder contour on the sides of my cheeks and then, you know, around my face. But I hope that this all made sense. If you guys do have any questions, please let me know. If you want to see anything else explained, or if you need recommendations for products, I've tried a lot of them, so just let me know. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time.